Hello, I'm Steve, and thank you for visiting the Patio Heat channel, where we provide visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for ideal patio comfort. Check out our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Please tap that like button if you find this video useful, as it helps others find our channel. Now let's get heating. Alright, so here we have this residential patio, and you can see here we just have basically a seating area here for just general reclining, and then that's pretty much it. So what we're going to do is this particular viewer requested just to heat up this section here. I'm going to go ahead and look at the overall dimensions that I have placed here. So the dimensions that I have are pretty general and not specific. So you can see I don't have the whole entire patio done. However, they did state that they wanted about 8.5 feet of coverage, and also there was a fireplace here and a couple of dimensions of what was on this side of the patio itself. So we have this beam that comes across here, and I have it at 7 feet 6 inches off the floor, deck itself, and then the top of the ceiling is at 8 feet off the floor. This section back here, the depth is about 5 feet from this edge to this edge. And then I've covered this up, but I have 9 foot 4 inches as far as the length of this patio itself. All right. Oh, and also I should mention that I do have this at 10 feet from the inside edge to the inside edge of this post. And this is I think a 6x6 post that I placed here. And this is 6 inches wide, of course, I already mentioned. And it might be important to note that this is 6 inches tall right here. Now they do have these string lights up here. I'm going to turn off the dimensions. So string lights, you'll have to check to see whether they are rated as a combustible item or not. That I am not sure of, and that might be something that they have to determine whether they want those present. Maybe they could move them out a little bit further, you know, something. I'll just do a quick move just to make a suggestion, possibly that maybe they are located out this edge here. I don't know if that's something that they would like to do, but I'll go ahead and put those back. All right, and I don't have the actual hang down from the top here to the bottom of the bulb accurate at all. This is just a visual presentation here. So all right, two different options you could use. This is probably my preference, would be to use the Sunline unit. Now the Sunline unit is just 5 inches wide, and that's kind of why I like it. It's also this rectangular shape here, so it has a kind of a good match with the the beam going across here and the configuration. I just placed it centered between this 10-foot span here. So it's 5 foot center here to the heater. And you can see with the clearances to combustibles, I have 6 inches from here to this edge over here. And then also with the front lower combustible clearances, this is 18 inches out here, 18 inches out from the bottom of the heater out, and then 36 inches down. So I don't see how that would be an issue with regards to the combustible surfaces, wood, beams, and post, and the ceiling. So this particular model I have at 7 degrees tilt, and let's go ahead and turn this off and go ahead and look at the footprint of heat. Now this is infrared light, so it's not visible to the human eye, so you won't physically see this light, but it will be something that you can feel. So with it centered, you can see that we're capturing the majority of the seating area. Now this couch that I have here in the model is probably a little bit thicker here in the cushion than what they have. So the truth is that it might not heat up this back portion as much as you would like. You could change the angle slightly, but I don't think you're going to get anything greater than what it is with this 7-degree angle. And you can see over here we're getting a good portion of the seating area here. So all right, I think that looks pretty good. I like this option. And yeah, so we'll go ahead and look at the other option. So I'm going to turn that off and go with a C model. And by the way, I didn't mention that was a 4,000 watt slimline unit. This is also a 4,000 watt C-series model. This model here is the same thing. I have the clearances above at 6 inches from this edge out and to the beam itself. Now this is about 8 inches wide, so it comes out into the room a little bit further, but there's also just the OEM bracket. Same with the slimline. This will maintain your 6 inches with the OEM bracket from the ceiling, and again 5-degree tilt here as opposed to 7 before, and that's only because I think this is a little bit wider and I didn't want to make it angled too far visually. So, but I think it's important that we're angling it slightly so that we do capture this back side of the couch area. Again, you can see here we have that same issue. It's centered within that span, 10-foot span, and the coverage is fairly decent, I would think. With the 4,000 watt unit, 8 foot off the ground, I think the intensity is, plenty. You could go to a 6,000 watt unit on a C series model, but not the slimline. And then you would want to use a control system if you're going to do something like that, because I think the majority of time a 6,000 watt heater at this elevation would be way too hot. So you can see that its ideal penetration is, even going further into the seating area. So this depends on how you appreciate the amount of heat. There's some people that might state that even a 4,000 watt would be too hot, and you might want to consider going to a 3,000 watt unit. Now, one thing I can mention is you could always go with a 4,000 watt on the install, and then if you find down the road that it is too hot, you can go with a control system, or you can just change the element out from a 4,000 to a 3,000. However, you can't do that with a 3,000. You cannot go up to a 4,000 unless you've wired it for a 4,000 watt unit. That is possible still. So the only difference in these models are the wiring, basically. So, all right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, please send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve. And again, please tap that like button. We do not advertise, we're not monetized. Therefore, the only way to promote our channel is if we receive your appreciation. And we thank you so much for that. Have an excellent day.